Record. I mean, it's been a long time since I've either had a baby or been around like someone that was having a baby. But
Yes.
I remember going into labor both times on a Sunday, and both of my children were
Oh,
born on a Monday. So
oh wow.
the reason why that is such a blessing, and I went into labor naturally. Um, the reason why that is such a blessing is my husband works out of town, and he always left on Monday morning. So for
Oh
me
wow.
to go into labor on Sunday meant that he was home both times. And y'all, when
That is good.
I think with my son, if I remember right, that's been a long time ago. My husband was working in North Georgia, so
Oh wow.
he would have been really far from me. But anyway, not to talk about me. What is the new baby's name?
Bryson.
Bryson. That's just precious. I would have had more babies just to name them. No, I didn't really want any more babies. I just wanted to name babies.
Okay.
I wanted to have another daughter and name her Josie. I just wanted that so bad. Blake said no, so we
Yeah.
got a cat and named it Josie. All right, let's get in our stable stance. I didn't have any business having any more than two. That's all I can keep up with. I'd have lost. If I had a third, I would have lost it. I would have forgot it somewhere. So it's probably best that I only had two. I can see myself going, "Oh yeah, there's another one. Where did it go?"
How far apart are they?
Olivia and Patrick are 3.5 years apart.
Okay, that's a good space.
I thought so.
Hmm.
And they never were in school together because
Yeah.
Olivia, she started a year late in school.
Yeah.
She didn't want to go to school, so we didn't make her. Uh, it was her babysitter's fault because her
Oh wow.
babysitter had kept kids for like 20 something years, and
Mm.
Olivia was the last baby. So she didn't want Olivia to start school because that meant she wouldn't have anybody. So
Oh.
she talked Olivia into not wanting to go to school. So I told those people at the school, I said, I know this child. She will not stay here. She will make your lives miserable. And so they did. They said, well, don't start her until next year. And I said, okay. I said, but I want her to go to pre-K. So next year, are y'all gonna let me put her in pre-K? And they said yes. So we didn't start her. So Olivia will graduate next year, and she'll be
They're
19.
wonderful.
But because of that, they were never in school together. She was an eighth grader when Patrick was a senior. And that worked out pretty good. For a long time, she was Patrick Crosby's little sister. And Patrick hates to hear this, but she tells him that nobody remembers him anymore, that she's just Olivia. And she said one day, somebody said, you have a brother? And she was like, oh, it was like music to my ears because for the longest time I was Patrick Crosby's little sister. I couldn't be Olivia. Y'all, I'm going to have to take this jacket off. Note to y'all, if you ever wear quilted clothes, it is literally like wearing a blanket
Yeah.
because it is. And they're so warm, which is good on a cold day. It is really hot in here right now. It's hot outside. Heck, the air conditioning or the heater may be on in here. So we'll have, what, 80-something degrees today, and then Monday it's going to be like high of 40-something.
Yeah, crazy, huh?
This is our winter in South Georgia.
Oh, yeah.
We start the week in winter and end the week in early summer, I guess.
Early summer.
And I'll take that over 2 weeks of just winter.
Me too.
I like a little bit of it and then relief. Feel myself going fast, knowing that you don't have much time with us. Let me slow myself down.
That's fine.
Well, I have to, when this class is over, I'm going to Claxton to a Valentine's party. I know I've done that before after this class. And so I guess I feel like I'm in a rush too, knowing that I have to leave right away.
I'm sorry, I missed that.
When you leave, say that again?
You were saying when you leave class, you're going where?
To a Valentine's party in Claxton. It's like 3 or 4 senior centers. They always have a party the week after Valentine's Day. And they all get together. That way they can have their individual parties at their senior centers on actual Valentine's Day. So they'll have a DJ and they'll have lunch, and I think they're going to crown a queen and king for each center.
Great.
That'll be fun. I always love getting to go. I've been charged with taking pictures.
Oh, that's good.
That makes me nervous because you can't go back and get it if you miss it, you know.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't want the stress of being a photographer for nothing. Imagine if you're a wedding photographer and your camera, you take all the pictures and then you go home to look at them and they're gone.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no redo. So.
Yeah, there's no redo. We have some unhappy people.
Ooh, no, you couldn't pay me $1 zillion to do that. That's too much pressure.
Oh yeah.
But that's what they asked me to do, so I'm going to go and do my best.
That's great.
Sorry if someone's getting married and I mess it up. And as far as I know, no one's getting married. Could be a surprise wedding. Are you good, Sharita? Are you there? I see your ceiling. I hadn't heard you. Okay, very good. I'm gonna open this door. When I start feeling sweat on my lip, it's time to get some air.
I'm fixing to have one of your little sick spells.
Oh, goodness. Me and these hot flashes. It just lights me up from the inside.
That it does.
Did I tell you on Tuesday? I know you weren't there, Gwen, but Tuesday that Olivia and I went out to eat to the Olive Garden on Monday, and I got hot, and I asked the waiter for a bag of ice. And I had that bag of ice on my lap. I had it on my head. I put it up under my shirt.
Wow.
I just had to cool down. All right, let's just go through the whole thing. Part 1, part 2, at least we'll have it out.
Okay.
I'm starting over here because we go this way first, and then I'll move over here for the advanced 6. Then I'll move over here for the start of part 2. So do what you need to do for your space. Oh, get in your stable stance, breathe, let go of tension. And commence. Open, close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open, close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open, close. Advanced 6. Brush knee. Play the loop. Hairy punch. Block and close. Push the tiger. Open, close. Brush knee. Play the loop. Hairy punch. Block and close. Push the tiger. Open, close. Part 2, starting with brush knee. Leisurely tie the coat. Extend and offer. Bring it around. Deliver. Open, close. Step back, single whip. Fist under elbow. There's those pivots. Repulse the monkey. Step out, lay hands. Separate, brush to the back. Step back, switch hands, and brush all the way to the front. Switch hands and brush to the left. Love this switch hands. Leisurely tie the coat. Step and offer. They don't want it. Bring it around and give it to them anyway. To the front. Open, close. Starting all the way back to the top. Brush knee to the right. I meant to the left, sorry. Leisurely tie the coat. Slow, smooth, and continuous. Open, close. Step back, single whip. Repulse the monkey. Shift, pivot, shift, pivot. Step, shift, follow step. Repulse the monkey. Step out, lay hands. Brush to the back. Step back, switch hands, brush all the way to the front. Switch and brush to the right. Leisurely tie the coat. Keep that good posture as you extend the arms. Don't lean with the movement. Bring that pie around. Deliver. Open, close. Close it out. How'd you do? That feels so good, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, you want to just stick with our part 2 and practicing it both ways?
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay, let's do that several times. I like going back and adding in part 1. It just feels good to do it all. So let's do our part 2 where we start brush knee to the right. Trying to figure out my best placement for this movement to keep me from being way over here. Here we go. Brush knee. Leisurely tie the coat. Good posture. Offer. Bring it around. Deliver. Step back, single whip. Fist under elbow. Shift, pivot, shift, pivot. Nice and smooth. Repulse the monkey. Step out, lay hands, separate, and brush to the back. Follow step. Step back, switch hands, and brush all the way to the front. Switch hands and brush to the left. Leisurely tie the coat. Offer. Step back, shift, and bring it around. Deliver to the front. Open, close. Back to the top. Brush knee, left. Leisurely tie the coat. Offer. Bring it around. Deliver. Open, close. Step back, single whip. Fist under elbow. Repulse the monkey. Step out, lay hands. Separate and brush to the back. Step back, switch hands, and brush all the way to the front. Switch hands and brush to the right. Leisurely tie the coat. Bring it around. Deliver. Open, close. Close it out. Why did that seem so short? Because we know it better, and so we're getting better at it. Is that how y'all feel about it? Does it feel like it's getting shorter to y'all? All right, let's practice it again. Part 2. Coming from the end of part 1, open and close. Brush knee right. Leisurely tie the coat. To the front. Open, close. Step back, single whip. Fist under elbow. Shift, pivot, shift, pivot. Step, shift, follow step. Repulse the monkey. Step out, lay hands. Brush to the back. Switch hands and brush all the way to the front. Switch hands and brush to the left. Leisurely tie the coat. Zip it up. Offer. Bring it around. Deliver. Open, close. Back to the top. Brush knee left. Leisurely tie the coat. Open, close. Step back, single whip. Fist under elbow. I love that cheat sheet hanging on the wall. It can be my brain when I'm like, where am I? Repulse the monkey. Switch and come all the way back to the front and to the right. Leisurely tie the coat. Bring it around to the front. Open, close. Do you feel like you're spinning around in circles? Repulse the monkey is a lot of spinning around in the circles, isn't it? It's like a dance.
Yeah, it is a very nice dance.
It's so beautiful, and I love doing it. I'm gonna get my lips Vaseline. All right. We're going to do a challenge. No stress, but a challenge nonetheless. We are going to do this whole thing to music. Just to check our pace. But we know that the Tai Chi police is not going to come and arrest us if we end way before the music's over, or if we still have movement left and this music has ended. But this is, just like our first part, this is the music that Dr. Lamb's daughter wrote to go with these movements. All right. So let's give this a try, and then anything you specifically want to go over, let's go over that. All right, here we go. And commence. Open and close. I gotta turn this down just a few notches. Single whip. Waving hands and claps. Open, close, single whip, waving hands in clouds, close, advance 6, brush knee, play the loop, parry punch. Lock and close. Push the tiger. Open, close. Brush knee. Play the loop. Almost did leisurely tie the coat. Parry punch. Lock and close. Push the tiger. Open, close. All right, here we go. Part 2. Brush knee right. Leisurely tie the coat. Close. Step back, single whip. Fist under elbow. Repulse the monkey. Brush to the back. Step, switch hands and brush to the front. Hands, brush to the left. Leisurely tie the coat. close. Back to the top, brush knee left. Leisurely tie the coat. Open, close. Step back, single whip. Fist under elbow. Repulse the monkey. Brush to the back. Switch and brush to the front. Switch and brush to the right. Leisurely tie the coat. Deliver to the front. And close it out. We roundabout just did it, didn't we? I am sweating. I'm going to go check on this air. Give me just a second. Maybe I can get it to kick on for a minute. I'm going to have to start traveling with a fan, an air conditioner, a portable air conditioner. Oh, goodness. All right, they got some air going now. So, is there any certain part that you want to go over? And it could be part 1 or part 2. Are you talking? Okay. Are you saying anything, Sharita?
I'm just saying, whichever moves you want to do with this.
Okay. Let me think. So, in terms of, I'm looking through thinking about our benefits of our movements and seeing if I can make any connections with our part 2 moves. While I deep breathe. And find the air. The air coming from the ceiling somewhere. Oh, here it is. Here it is. You know, we made that adjustment with our part 2 in Repulse the Monkey with our hands. And that was very helpful in doing that movement, Repulse the Monkey, correctly. Because there's so much going on and you're turning your back to the camera. So you don't have the luxury of exactly following me. So thinking about your feet was something that was so important to me. But our hands were what some people were missing. And I'm not saying it was y'all, but because I don't necessarily see y'all. Because guess where I am? My back is to y'all too. Or I'm coming towards you and I don't see you very well because you're this tiny little picture. But talking about our hands switching and switching. And so yes, we are doing that switch, and I think we got a better handle on brush knee. I noticed it in my Wednesday class about how everybody just feels so much more comfortable with the movement using the word switching. So as we explore and get better at that, I want you to think about smoothing out the switch. Because yes, you can switch and make it kind of sharp, but whenever you're doing the movement, I want you to think about making it more circular and smooth as you switch. Making it circular and smooth. So your arms are doing, let me see if I can do it with and stay in the camera. You're here, and you're here. See this like move, like this, wax on, wax off. It's almost like waving hands in clouds. You see that circular? This is that simple movement in our basic six. I'm going to get the words out as soon as I cool down. That smoothness of waving hands in clouds. You see how we turn and then we smoothly switch. Turn, smoothly switch. So it's like this elliptical, circular in nature move. Waving hands in clouds. So I'm not even stepping. I'm just doing the hand movement. And so that's the same kind of vibe that we want to have in our Repulse the Monkey. Is that switch and smooth. That our hands are just a little bit different. So we're laying those hands out, separating. There's the brush. There's the switch. You see that circle? Or that smooth move here and here. So the movement isn't switch, it isn't robotic, it has that more smoothness to it. And so practicing just that waving hands in clouds kind of gets you in that mode of slow, smooth, continuous as you make those switches. And I've talked to y'all about how when we first learn stuff, it's going to be choppy. It's going to be more robotic because that's how we learn. And as we learn it better and better, we start chiseling off the edges. And so that's the process we're going to try to move towards in this Friday class, to smooth off those edges. Now that we've got the wording right on the switch, make it smooth. Make it smooth. And I'm not focusing on our feet. I just want us going in the right direction and staying upright. But I will remind you about our feet. We're coming from the end of fist under elbow. Here we're practicing the smoothness of our switch. We're practicing the smoothness of our switch in Repulse the Monkey. So, yes, the smoothness of the switch. Also, these armpits, to have song joints or open joints. Oh gosh, my internet connection is unstable. I know I'm unstable too, internet. It's okay. We all deserve love. Open joints. So when we're here doing waving hands in clouds, our arms are away from our body, right? We're not here doing waving hands in clouds. We're out, away from our body. Same thing when we're doing the ball in our warm-ups. Our ball is away from our body. It's not here. Same thing when we do open and close. Open and close. Our armpits are open. Our arms away from our body. It's not here. We're not closed. And so that's what we want to practice, that open joint, the song joint. As we smooth out that switch, make sure that our arms are away from our body and not closed, closing that energy flow. It's a lot probably to think about, but I like to throw things at you and then we practice it, and then we gradually get better. So we don't get better unless we're challenged. So here, at the end of fist under elbow, repulse the monkey. Our armpits are open, we're smooth in our switches. So it's really a big movement, isn't it? When our armpits are open, then our hands are almost flailing around out there. They're not. We're in more of a control, but we're opening ourselves up as we switch. And as we switch, I'm probably being a little exaggerated just to show on camera. But do you feel a difference? Which you may have been already doing it correctly. You may have already been given space for your armpit. But I think when we focus on one thing, sometimes something else kind of goes to the wayside. And then we have to be reminded of what we let go to the wayside and bring it back. And that's how we get better at this. That's how we got better at part one. But practicing this move, now that we get the switch, keeping those armpits breathing and keeping that switch very smooth. All right, let's go to the other side. Think about that. All right, fist under elbow. Repulse the monkey. Making it smooth. Keeping those armpits open. Here. Again. Brush to the back. Smoothly switch. Brush to the front. Our armpits are breathing. Makes you feel kind of magical. This kind of, that kind of move. Kind of hippie dancing, like we're at Woodstock. Does it kind of feel like that? Thinking about like, you know, Fleetwood Mac and those little jingle things that play in their music. I don't know if it's the cymbals or what, or the little metal things that they go and it like ting ting tings. What am I talking about, Sharita? You know what I'm talking about? I see them at the band on Friday night. They have them down there, and they take that little thing across to them. The little metal things that like hang, and they go. Oh, I got to meet a band friend and ask them what those things are called, because I'm really not sure. But that's how I was feeling whenever I was, you know, really being in that moment of smooth and switch. And I really wasn't so much worried about, you know, what was going on with my feet exactly. I was just making sure that it was smooth and my armpits were breathing. Just a nice little smooth moment. And then I got in hippie mode like I was at Woodstock. We went from ancient China to Woodstock, New York, all in one class. Give me menopause and who knows what my brain will do. All right. Well, it's all in the name to think of all the different which ways to talk about these movements, because one way will speak to you and you'll go, oh, that made sense to me. That's one thing I like about being a teacher, is thinking of different ways to talk about the same topic. Alright, so giving that a break, our armpits, okay, you've breathed armpits. So let's do a reminder of our feet. We want to be upright posture. When we're upright posture, we're less likely to fall. Gravity is less likely to take us over and to the ground when we practice a good posture, when we practice that wide stance. Another thing is about our feet. Our feet, we want our feet to be grounded. And that's why even in our warm-ups, when we talk about our knee warm-up, you know, we step forward, we shift, and we shift back. And I say keep both heels on the ground. So even in our warm-up, we step, we shift, and bring it back. Now when we're doing that warm-up, see, both feet flat on the floor. I'm grounded. I don't shift all the weight, and I don't go so far. My knee does not go past my toe. If my knee goes past my toe, then I can hurt myself. And so it's a slight move, and I think that's something we have learned in our Tai Chi, is that everything is really small, that we don't exaggerate our movements. Right after I exaggerated all that, you know, repulse the monkey arms. But still, we maintained upright posture. Our feet were grounded. But we don't put that knee past that toe. Whenever we do our advanced 6 movements, same thing. When we follow step, our heel is so close to the ground, only a piece of paper could fit under that heel. That should be our practice, is that always even when there's no weight on that foot, the heel is almost all the way to the ground, and that grounds you in that movement. Well, because what if you lifted that back heel? What just happened to my body? My body went forward. And so we want to make sure we're grounded. When we're grounded, we're less likely to fall. And so let's don't get away from what our feet are doing. In part 2, make sure we're still keeping our feet grounded. And so let's go through these movements and just really think about our feet. What are our feet doing? So it's coming from open and close. We have brush knee. Just think about these feet. So that, see, grounded. No weight on that left foot, but the heel is almost all to the ground. Upright posture. Leisurely tie the coat. Step back. See, that heel went to the ground. See, look, I can put that heel up forward, or up from the ground, and what did I feel myself doing? Wobbling. That didn't feel very stable. So when you step back, don't step back so far that you can't put your heel on the ground, because that would be a problem. That would be something easy to do, is step back too far. And when you step back too far, you may not ground yourself, or may not be able to. Your foot may be too far back. But sometimes there's so much going on our upper body, especially in leisurely tie the coat, we might not forget about, or we might not remember about the pieces and parts of our feet. So, all right, pieces and parts of our feet. Small steps, still grounded. Shh. Follow step. So no weight, but my heel is down. Zip it up. Step, offer, follow step. Again, no weight, but heel is down. Step back. Just think about these feet throughout these movements. Open and close. Step back, single whip. Fist under elbow. So really that follow step, that's where we want to really think about that. Heel being down, but still no weight. Repulse the monkey. Unless you need it for safety. Step back, bring it around. I hadn't been thinking about my feet on repulse the monkey. Leisurely tie the coat. Think about those feet. That Heel down, even when there's no weight. Open, close. Brush knee. Just thinking about my feet. Leisurely tie the coat. I even felt myself maybe step back a little too far there. Body awareness. Open, close. Step back, single whip. Fist under elbow. Repulse the monkey. Brush. Step back. Stay grounded. Stay upright. Leisurely tie the coat. Open. Close. All right. So that gave us practice doing that, our part 2, and thinking about it in a different way. And so that's how, let's go ahead and cool down, give ourselves a nice fist massage, but that's how we'll get better. We'll have different focuses and practice those, and we'll just keep at it. And next thing you know, we'll be in Vegas. They'll be paying us thousands of dollars to perform our part 1 and 2 because we're going to be so good at it. Can we wear feathers? If we're in Vegas, we have to wear feathers. Tai Chi feathers. All right, big shoulder circle. One more. We have our right fist, that represents our strength. Our left fingers together, our friendship. Our thumb in, our humility. And in mutual respect, we say namaste. And we just hope that Dr. Lamb never watches my classes. Dear Lord, please let Dr. Lamb have something better to do than to watch my class. Because he'll want to know what in the world I'm doing. Oh, thank you for loving me, Miss Sharita. I love you. We have a wonderful class. Let's do it again next week. But have a great week, and let me know if I can do anything for you, okay? All right. All right. I'm going to sit in the air conditioner. I'm going to go get in the car and just put it on full blast.
Just don't move unless you feel better.
That's right, I will. I feel fine, but I am very warm. Not hot, warm. All right, babe.
Mama admit it.
Huh?
I said, you're a hot mama admit it.
Yeah, through and through. Yes, I ain't seen 98.6 in weeks. I'm a 100, that's for sure. All right, I love you. I'll talk to you later. Bye.